This is the Brandon Watlington Show. What's up, everybody? I'm your host, Brandon Watlington. Today is Monday, December 9th, 2013. Monday, December 9th, 2013. It's a beautiful day, a blessed day where I am. Hopefully, it's a blessing where you guys are as well, okay? Hey, listen, folks, today's show is brought to you by AndGrandDesigns.com, where you can go get your multimedia done, your web designs done, your logos done, anything that you need for your small business, your large business, medium-sized business, whatever you want to call it. Hey, we got it over at AndGrandDesigns.com. We want to thank them for being a proud sponsor of the Brandon Watlington Show for so long, okay? Hey, listen, folks, we have a spectacular show for you today, and I want to make sure that we pay respects to Nelson Mandela as well, of course, who we spoke about on our last show, who passed away. And it's just, there was really, it's one of those, like, standstill moments in history, so we want to make sure that we honor him and respect him, and so we want to dedicate the show to Nelson Mandela as well, okay? Listen, folks, we got phenomenal guests coming on today. Grammy winner. When I think about it, all the hits that I've heard, all the hits I remember listening to growing up, and even knowing she's got going today, it's an honor and a privilege to really know that we have this phenomenal young woman on the Brandon Watlington Show today. And I'm speaking about none other than Miss Chante Moore, who we're going to have coming on. And it's this amazing thing. We got everything worked out and everything's running good now. So without further ado, I'm going to make sure we go ahead and get her on board right now. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Chante Moore. Miss Chante, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Hi.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastically well and close to spectacular, if I may say so myself. Thank you for coming on to the show.
It is my pleasure. I'm happy to be here.
Excellent. Well, like I said, we thank you for coming on to the show and for taking out the time to grace us with your presence. Also, I know you have all your listeners out there, all your fans are out there. And first and foremost, like I said, we were talking about Nelson Mandela. Where were you when you heard the news about Nelson Mandela's passing?
I was actually working when it happened, so I didn't know until after I got off stage. So I think I was in Houston, Texas. So, but I had the pleasure of meeting him before, so I'm just happy that at least I was able to say hello and meet him, and actually a couple of times. So it doesn't feel like, at least, that I missed that part of history. Those people pass and you never get to meet them and never get to touch their hand or speak with them, especially
right.
Someone that great and who is such a pivotal person in our history. So although I will miss him, he's lived a long and wonderful life. I thank God he's come out and was the first black president in Africa. So, there's so many wonderful doors he's opened. So he's lived a full life. And I know my mother passed at 53, so it's never easy to say goodbye, but when they're older and they've had a full life, it's easier to say, oh my gosh, you know what, they've accomplished so much, and we thank God that they're in a better place.
Amen. If you're just not tuning in, we're live on air right now with the one and only Miss Chante Moore, who has a brand new album out, More is More. Okay, make sure you guys go check it out, download it on iTunes. Yes, indeed. Listen, real quick, being in the business for so long, for so many years, and seeing how it runs and seeing how people can kind of come and go, the ins and outs of the business, how does it feel to still be relevant, still putting out music and still performing?
It's a blessing. I am so happy to do what I love to do for a living. I have I've seen people come and go, and I have the pleasure of having people who still want to show up and hear me sing. So I'm just honored and happy, honestly, to do what I love to do for a living. So I haven't had to get a side job yet, so we're just thanking God and singing along.
There it is. Now tell me a little bit about the More is More album. What was the creative process? What motivated you to want to put the songs together the way that you did, and to really just put the package and say, now is the time to make it happen?
Well, I've been writing for a few years. I took my time because so much was going on from my divorce and having moving and being a single parent again, and just so many things were happening in my life that I had to take my time. I felt like it was time to just write my heart, broken hearts and happy times, and all the times that I write, everything I write has to do with my own life. So each album chronicles my life and the ups and downs in it. And this one is no different. there have been some pretty tumultuous years and a lot of things that I really can't talk about, but I've written songs about them, and it's more politically correct to sing a song about some stuff than it is to actually talk about it. You don't want to put your foot in your mouth. So I write music about my heart, my pain, my joy, struggles, and triumphs. So that's what this album is representing the last 4 years.
All right. And I remember, actually, I was watching an episode before of R&B Divas where you were talking with Claudette Ortiz about the same exact thing. Do you feel like in music you can be more vulnerable than it is actually just speaking out about it?
Yes, it's true. It's much easier because you know the song begins, has a middle part, and there's an end, and you know exactly what you're going to say. Sometimes you start talking and you go, whoops, maybe I didn't say that right. And sometimes people misconstrue what is said, but music touches people's hearts, the emotion of it, and the even lyrical changes and musical changes affect your emotions, and I find that's a better way to talk about where my heart has been.
All right. Now, you say that more is more obviously has a lot of emotional pieces because it's really about your life. Is this probably the most personal album that you have released to date?
Well, I would say it's one of the most. Absolutely every album that I have, I write from where I am, but I've been through more in the last few years than I've been through really in my lifetime, it seems. So I think it does have more of the pain that I've been through in the last few years. I've usually been quite happy and, you know, let's fall in love and everything is joyous and I'm, you know, happy. But this particular album has stories about my pain, which is not always in the forefront of my music. It's about falling in love most of the time. But this one is about, you know, being alone and having hard times and having my heart broken, but still having hope and, you know, enjoying my life as it is now because I'm extremely happy now.
And that's a blessing right there to at least be able to say, you know what, I've been through the storm, but yet and still I know that there is a possibility for so many different things. And I think that's a great outlook to have. Now, I was saying earlier, you know, like I said, you've been in this business for quite some time now. And, you know, like I said, you've experienced different things and you know, there's been so many different songs, so many different people that you've worked with. And I know that there's been one particular artist I know that comes in mind, in my head, when I just think of like just timeless classic songs. That was your collaborations with Mr. Keith Washington. And I know between, you know, Candlelight and You and I Love You and all those other songs, you know, what was it that made the chemistry work as far as the music is concerned? What was it that made you guys just click where people heard it's just like, wow, you know what, I love this song?
I don't know what it is. I think sometimes those things are intangible and is more felt than knowing exactly what it is. I know Keith is crazy and I'm crazy too. So we enjoyed singing with each other, and from the very beginning we have. And we just actually sang together a couple of months ago, and that was the first time in about 10 or 12 years that we sang together live. So
wow.
So he's a fun guy. I feel like he's my brother. I give him the hardest time, which is a really, really fun thing to do. Awesome.
Now, like I said, you know, there's been Candlelight and You, you know, It's All Right, Chante's Got a Man, Bitter, Straight Up. You know, I can go on and on and on about all the songs. Out of all the songs that you've done, which one holds the special place in your heart the most?
Oh, that's so tough. Music is like having children, you know. You can't go, oh, that's my favorite child over there, because it really is birthed from the inside of who I am, and each song is special in its own way. You know, and not to pump this album, but the latest is always the greatest to me. I'm really, really pleased with this album, more than the last couple, actually, that I've done. So I would say this album has more in it than before. I've just been through a lot, and being an overcomer is important. I think it's just important to sing about, and not just the bad times, and not just, you know, singing on mountaintops either. It's about the movement and transition of a person's life, and I feel like I've grown up a lot and matured. I'm not the same person I was in 1992. I'm a grown woman, and I've been through a lot, and I feel like that is reflective in my writing and my singing. So I think now I represent myself even better, I think, than I did before. So I would say this album is reflective of of that answer. But all of them are good on this record. I love them. So.
That's a nice way to say I love all my babies, right?
I do. I love them all.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Hey, well, let's go ahead. I want to get into it, and I want to go ahead and play this one song here in particular off of your latest album, and that is "Talking in My Sleep." Now, give me a little bit of backstory behind that before we play this for the audience. About talking in my sleep. How did that come about for that one?
Well, I worked with Sam Waters, and he used to be in the group. The song "Tick Tock, You Don't Stop" was "Color Me Bad." That's it.
Color Me Bad.
And,
yeah.
He's a writer and was in the group as well. But he and I wrote that song together, and we were talking about, because both of us have been in relationships where you see someone who's really good looking, and you're going, "Ooh, they look beautiful. Oh my God, that man is gorgeous," and you don't want to do anything, but you just see them. You're not dead because you're married or because you're with somebody. And sometimes you go to sleep and you dream about that person, and it's like being caught talking in your sleep. So that's what this song is.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, folks, we have live on air right now Miss Chante Moore. The new album is More Is More. Make sure that you guys go download it on iTunes. Okay. Check it out on Amazon. Check it out at the nearest music shop. Okay. Make sure you guys go copy it. Go check it out. All right. Without further ado, this is the premiere of Chante Moore's brand new single, "Talking in My Sleep," here on the Brandon Watlington Show. Let's go. BlogTalkRadio.com. This is the Brandon Watlington Show, live on the air right now with the one and only Miss Chante Moore. That was "Talking in My Sleep" from her brand new album, More Is More. I love it. I love it. I'm a fan already of that song right now. I'm telling you, I love that song. I love that song. It's got a great vibe, and it's right in the pocket. I think that's really good to have. So big ups to you, for the song. Now also, like I said, I got a chance to check out a couple of the tracks, and like I said, obviously you have like your personal stuff, but like I said, you have some good dance grooves as well, from what I can tell. Now, with that being said, because everybody knows you for your ballads, and obviously you've had like Straight Up, which is an upbeat song as well. Did you want to make sure that you had enough of the up tempo stuff as well to kind of keep it kind of fair and balanced?
If you know me at all for like 10 minutes, you know that I'm extremely energetic. And if you come to see one of my shows live, you'll see that I can't just float around and sing love songs all the time. I have a lot of energy, and I love getting out there and dancing, like in real life. I like going dancing and having fun with my friends. So when those things do happen, I love music, period, from, Rihanna style to Beyonce to Shaka. I mean, I have a very wide range of music love, and I wanted this album to reflect a whole lot of what I love, and that's why I went from there to the up-tempo song with the Brat called, what's it called? What's my song called?
Oh, Lord.
On and On. It's called On and On. Sorry.
I was about to say, I know the track numbers. I don't know the names yet. I know the track numbers. Okay. Gotcha.
It's called On and On, and I also did a remake of a song called, it's a Barbra Streisand remake of, and see, my brain is going blank again. It's called Cry Me a River. So, I mean, to go from that song to Cry Me a River on the same album is because that's who I am, and that's my musical taste. I love music. I love to sing. I love to dance. I love to enjoy it. I love to put people in a mood to make love, or a mood to just, be close to the ones you love and appreciate your family. So from Baby Can I Touch Your Body to Jesus, I Want You, I love to be in love, and I love Jesus. So it's a whole lot on the record. It reflects all of who I am, and it's wonderful. I just think it's a really well-rounded album.
It is, and you were talking about Baby Can't Touch Your Body, and like I said, that was one song I definitely dig as well as Doctor as also.
Yeah.
Now, are you talking about Baby Can't Touch Your Body, and of course, I love Jesus. Do you think sometimes people kind of feel like it's taboo to talk about intimate situations, and at the same time be spiritual also? Because I feel sometimes people, especially in music, they try to not necessarily mix it.
I understand, and that's okay. I don't have to conform to anybody's idea about what and who I am. It's who I am. I love being in love. I'm a good wife and mother, and I also love Jesus. So it is who I am, and it's not taboo to be that person. So why is it taboo to sing it? You know, it really is who I am. The song talks about how men and women, and we put the people before God, and I believe we're supposed to have the people come, and then Jesus is first, and then underneath that is people. So if we do that and have things in order as far as I am concerned, and that's what the album is about, is my love, my life, my perspective. And there's some people who believe in it the way I do and some people who don't. But what I love is that music from the heart usually reaches the heart, and I believe if you listen that you'll get the intent of what I'm singing, and not so much is she a Christian artist, is she a R&B singer, is she a jazz singer. I'm a Christian woman who sings about love songs, and I can sing at a jazz place, and I can sing at a club, I can sing at my church. I do all of those things without compromise. So that's really what it's about, is being who I am for real, and that's it.
And there it is. That's an answer right there. I'll tell you that much. Now you talked about jazz, and I was reading somewhere that you love George Duke. How tough was that when he passed?
It was really, really hard for me. He was the first person I was in the studio with professionally ever.
Wow.
He taught me a lot. The first time I ever performed my own music live, I was with him at the Montreux Jazz Festival in 1992. And one of the last shows he did with me was in Indonesia at the Java Jazz Festival with me and Everett Harp. And when he passed, it was devastating. It really is still very difficult to talk about. But what happened even more so after that, before his funeral, the day before his funeral, because his funeral was a Monday, that Sunday my brother passed away. So it was a lot going on at the same time. So it's been a really hard time for me since his passing. But I'm getting my feet underneath me a little bit better now. But it was a very, very difficult time for me. And that was only a couple months ago. So it's still real tough.
I understand. Yeah, George Duke, left the quality body of work, obviously, for us to remember forever and ever. So, definitely want to appreciate George Duke for his talents and for what he did to contribute to music as well. But listen, I want to talk about this real quick. Obviously, you're doing R&B Divas, and I think it's, like I've seen the show. I think it's it's been really, really interesting to see everybody in their element. What made you decide to say, I'm going to open myself up to do reality TV?
Because it was about music. It really was about the journey to the Divalogs. We didn't know what we were going to call it, but from the very beginning, we knew we were going to do like a sort of monologue meets concert kind of show at the end, and that to me was extremely exciting, rather than, this is me in my kitchen with my kids making dinner. I didn't want it to be invasive as much as I wanted to let the audience really get to know me better as a person, as an artist, and really reemerge again in my career and take it to another level and really reach people that are in new audiences that do watch reality TV. They don't really know who I am as much, and now that is not the case. Now it's really opening up a whole nother audience to my music. So it was a smart move on that end, and also just to let people know who I am. I think people get a perspective of me through my music, which is me, but there's so much more to a person than a 45-minute show or a 5-minute song can tell you. So that was the part I really did enjoy, that I really got to know people and they got to know me as well.
Okay. Now, out of all the cast members on there, who was the one that surprised you the most? And when you said, after you met them, it was like, you know what? There's more to them than what I thought. Who was that cast member?
Well, there's two different directions on that answer. I could give you one that surprised me in a negative way, and one that surprised me in a positive way.
Let's go for the positive. We're not going to go that way. We're going to go for the positive. How about that? Okay.
Well, I believe that Little Mo and I got along really well. She and I both shoot from the hip. We're honest people, and we're about, taking care of our children and being great artists, really trying to hone our craft and be strong and stand for belief systems that are, Christian-based and being a person of integrity, period. So for me, and I believe she and I both really got to know each other better and respected one another even better. She did write straight up, as a matter of fact, with Jermaine Dupri. So we knew each other once before we met in the studio, but we didn't know each other on a personal level. So I think both of us gained respect for one another.
Okay, all right. And real quick, just one final question, because I know that you're a busy woman. You got 8 million things going on. Well, actually, 2 things. I want to say the one Christmas special, you did a phenomenal job, okay? You did a phenomenal job on that, and it was beautiful. So I want to say, definitely much respect to you and your performance. Now, the last question I want to make sure I ask you before you head off is this. If little Chante Moore, if you could speak to little Chante Moore, what advice would you give her?
Take more chances and be more prepared, because I think there were things that happened in my life. How little should you go back? I don't know.
How about this? How about this? The moment that you realized that when you realized that you had the gift for singing, the moment that you realized that this was going to be your calling. Let's go there.
I would say still, take more chances. Be prepared. Be prepared for what's going to happen, because perfect practice makes perfect. There were situations that came, and it came so quickly. I wish I would have been more prepared for the doors that were opening when they opened, and been more aggressive. I feel more aggressive now in my life and more prepared for this industry and what's required of me as an artist on stage and behind stage. So I would tell myself definitely to be more well-versed musically and be more prepared. But I do believe that all things do work together, because and for my good, because now I feel like I am a stronger artist and I am prepared for what's going on. And I'm, some things, wisdom takes time. You can't just be wise. You can be wiser than your years, but you can't be wise before time has passed. Do you understand? It takes time to learn, and I've learned a lot in the time that I've been in this industry, and I still feel good, and I still feel like I'm looking all right. So I'm still here and still fighting, and I'm still I still think I have the best years ahead of me. So I'm really happy just to be here still.
All right. Hey, listen, before you go, okay, obviously we want to make sure that everybody knows right now, if you want to get Chante Moore's brand new album, More is More, which I highly recommend that you do that, of course, which you need to, because if you haven't, your life is lacking, okay? Make sure you get it on iTunes. But also, listen, if you could just let them know how they can find you online, because, social media is everything now. How can they find you online now?
Well, on Instagram and Twitter, I am Chante Moore, as well as on my website, it's iamchantemore.com. And on Facebook, it's just Chante Moore. And if it's just, I love being on Twitter a lot. It really is something that's really easy to do from the telephone. Sometimes Facebook is harder. It's more like post for, when I'm going to be here, when I'm going to be there. But to chit-chat with me on Instagram and Twitter is really my favorite. The website, iamchantemore.com, is going to be built more and more as we become more and more busy. It's really more, I have to get somebody to help me run it because there's so much going on. I can't do it all. But so have patience with me, but that is my website, iamchantemore.com.
All right, I am Chante Moore. Hey, listen, guys, go follow her on Twitter. I know I am right now, so please make sure that you guys go follow her as well. Listen, thank you, Miss Chante Moore. Thank you so much for coming out to the show. God bless you. And I wish I for the best for you, okay?
Yeah.
So thank you so much for being on. And like I said, much more is continued success, and hopefully we'll get a chance to have you on sooner than later, okay?
That sounds wonderful. I hope to see you very soon.
All right,
Thanks
take care. All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, hey, gang, listen, I want to thank you guys for tuning in today. And once again, I want to thank Chante Moore for coming on to the Brandon Watlington Show. Her brand new album, More is More, is now available. Make sure you guys go grab it on iTunes. Make sure you guys go check out the Walmart, the Target, or the Target for all the bougie people that shop at Target, literally Target, okay? Make sure you guys check it out over there. And like I said, support good music, support a phenomenal singer, and just support, just great music as a whole, all right? We want to thank you guys for listening. And once again, today's show has been brought to you by AnnGrandDesigns.com, AnnGrandDesigns.com. ZIGNS.com, where you can get your multimedia done, your web designs done, and your logos done as well, okay? So we want to thank them for being a proud sponsor of the Brandon Watlington Show. Thank you guys for listening. Tune in Wednesday, okay, from 6 to 6:30. We'll see you guys soon. God bless. Take care. Peace.